MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball brings us to the great state of Florida and Marlins Park in Miami. Tonight, it's an NL Eastern Division showdown between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins. Miami have lost their last 5 games. They'll attempt to break that streak right after this. Garrett Richards will be on the mound for the series opener. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, it's not a good thing when you give up 6 earned runs. You kind of put your team behind the 8 ball. It's tough to win when your team has to score at least 6 just to tie. This guy's a much better pitcher than he was in his last one, and he's going to have to be if they expect to win this game here.
Gene Segura standing in. He'll get us started in this one under the lights.
The shortstop, Gene.
First pitch on its way. Underway now on a Friday night as the first pitch of our series misses for ball 1. Guys, this Marlins ball club, as they begin play here tonight, they come into this one in need of some kind of spark to turn them around as they find themselves in the midst of a 5-game slide.
Yeah, I get it, Matty. The team's on a moderate losing streak right now. Can't be happy with the way they've played, but they have to find a way to relax a little bit. Everybody goes through these little stretches, these little valleys throughout the course of a long season. This team should right itself, and it needs to start today.
The 1-1. Swing, high drive, left field and deep. Cortez racing back on the warning track. He makes the catch. With that, here's the starting lineup for the visiting Philadelphia Phillies. Who do you have your eye on, Dan?
Well, Matt, I appreciate the way Bryce Harper plays the game. He's really excelled against right-handed pitching this season, hitting over 300 against them coming in. So given the matchup he's faced with here, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him make some noise at the plate.
So next to the plate for the Phils, Cesar Hernandez. Couple of hits in 5 trips to the plate for him back on Wednesday. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Here's a swing and a ground ball. This gets foul. It's 0-1. Now a late bunt attempt here, but he misses strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes now. Richards has a reputation, or a knack if you will, for working himself out of tough situations when he finds himself there. A lot of relief pitchers are known for that, obviously, but as a starter, that's certainly a valuable characteristic to have.
Matty, and I'm going to tell you who likes this. The bullpen likes it, and the manager likes this, because most pitchers are going to get into trouble at least 1 or 2 times during the course of a start, and it's nice to know as a manager that you have a guy that's out there that can pitch with men on base and wiggle out of some tough jams. This guy's made a living doing this in his career.
If you're on the mound right there and you're getting a swing at a breaking ball off the plate, do not be shocked if he's tucked something up under this guy's chin hot right here.
Hit hard down the line, but this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2.
He's just having a hard time putting this guy away. 4 foul balls in this AB. I don't think this pitcher has got something that he can get a swing and a miss on.
The 3-2 pitch. And he lays off here, ball 4, and he'll become the game's first base runner here with 1 away.
And that's the beauty of having a guy in the 2-hole like him. He's almost like another leadoff hitter, working a walk with just 1 out, and I think there's a good chance that he's going to be on the move at some point.
Here's Bryce Harper now. He's a long ball threat, of course, currently number 4 in the National League home run race.
When you're drawing up plans for your club in spring training, you'd love to have pop and power from your corner outfield spots, and they certainly have that in this guy right here.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. And they start him out with a slider. Good spot, but he doesn't get the call. 1-0.
That's a really tough pitch to do anything with. The backdoor slider just off the plate, just missing the strike zone. That's nearly an unhittable pitch to hit for a hitter.
He couldn't catch up with the gas that time.
In a double play situation, that's the location you want a guy to swing at. More than likely, he's going to beat it into the ground.
Two balls and a strike. He broke out the slide step there, Danny.
Yeah, he's clearly thinking about the steal right here. Didn't happen, but the cat-mouse game continues on.
Here's a big swing and a miss on the fastball, 2-2. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Carl Dixon.
Hey, D-Row, one of the things you have to be aware of as a hitter from Carl Dixon, he'll call that high strike.
Yeah, he will. So you better be on top of your game with 2 strikes, because if they elevate, good chance Carl Dixon's punching your ticket.
Never tempted to swing at that ball down low. It's ball 3.
Defense has got to be on their toes right here. 3-2 count. Runner on first has got some serious wheels. You know he's probably being put in motion.
Line towards center field. He leaps, but he can't get it. It's down for extra bases. And they'll have runners at second and third following the 1-out double.
Yeah, it looked like the center fielder got a fairly good jump on this ball, but he just doesn't have enough hops to bring it in. And once it's by him, you know he was going to get at least a double.
And now it'll be the cleanup spot for the Phillies, Rhys Hoskins. And as you take a look at the splits here, he's actually better against right-handed pitching this season. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And a half-hearted swing there as he tried to go the other way, and it's strike 1.
I understand wanting to be aggressive, but I also understand that you can occasionally be foolish. That's a foolish swing right there. This guy's been struggling to find the zone, and you might have just bailed him out.
1 ball and 1 strike to the Phillies' first baseman. Now the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike number 2.
He appears to be having some issues with pitch command to start the game. He's dealing with 2 guys on, and that last pitch looked like a big mistake in that location, right down the middle, but he got away with it.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Tries to get him to chase the curveball away, but it breaks outside. 2-2 now.
Well, that's what you want from your curveball on 1 and 2. You start it in the zone and let it break out of the zone where it can't be punished. Didn't get him to go after it, but the execution was nice.
The 2-2 is swung on and missed. He got him.
Batting fifth, the catcher, JT.
So 2 on with 2 away, and in steps the catcher, JT Realmuto. First pitch coming. Here it is. Here's a slider to start things out, looked at for ball 1. So far this season, Realmuto brings a batting average just a little over the 250 mark. And he takes a called strike 1. Realmuto, 28 years old. He was selected in the 3rd round back in the 2010 first-year player draft.
Yeah, Matty, they certainly got it right when they drafted this guy. He has turned himself into an absolute superstar. Everybody knows this guy's name, and kids are buying his jerseys.
From the stretch, the 1-2. And another foul ball. Here's the 1-2. Waved out and missed for the third out. Not much of a chance at hitting that one, and the inning is over. Back-to-back strikeouts keep him out of danger. We're back to South Florida following this. Jake Arrieta gets the call for game 1 of the series. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, one of the keys to this guy is throwing strikes. He's not a big strikeout pitcher, only averages less than 7 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. So he's more of a pitch to contact guy, and you'll know if he's on early. He needs to get quick outs early in counts.
In now, Alejandro Cortez. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. First offering on its way. Ball 1. These Phillies, as they enter play here tonight, fellas, they come in not exactly setting the world on fire, as they've dropped 5 of their last 8 ball games.
Yeah, Matty, I know they lost their last game, but you know as well as I do, in this sport, you have to have short-term memory. You have to let it go. They can get it going back in the right direction today.
Line hard to the left side. The 1-1. Misses. Ball 2. Lifted the other way out to left center. Chasing after it is Williams, and he tracks it down. Nice play for the first out. Time now for a glance at the Marlins lineup card in this one. Anybody catch your eye, Dan?
You know, Neil Walker is a guy that's looking to turn things around right now. Over the last 10 games, he's driven in only 3 runs. That's not the kind of production you expect from a guy hitting in the middle of the order. He's had some opportunities. He just hasn't cashed in.
Striding into the box, JT Riddle, and he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. First pitch coming. Here it is. Sinker gets the outside for a strike. There's a swing and a high deep drive headed for the right field corner, and that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there. Down the first baseline, but a foul ball, and the count holds at 0-2. The 0-2 once more. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now.
There's a good slider down and in at that back foot. That's a tough pitch to lay off as a hitter, and a great pitch as a pitcher. That's one of those, how could he not swing at that one?
Oh, and while we talked, that pitch got away and ended up hitting him. So he'll head down to first on the hit by pitch.
Well, this home crowd didn't like this guy on the mound before, but now they really don't like him. He's gotten the faithful all worked up by hitting one of their best hitters early on in this game. And you can bet he's really going to hear it if he comes around to score.
And that'll bring in Adam Frazier. And he comes into this one really slumping. The numbers there over the past several games, not very pretty. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. 1-0. Off the plate and away there. 1 ball, no strikes. His history with Jake Arrieta, just 3 for 14. Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes.
On 2-0, you can bet he's looking for a fastball that he can turn on and drive. Might be thinking about picking on that big hole between first and second.
Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
That's where he wants that sinker to end up, but that was a nice job of laying off.
The 3-0 is in there for strike 1. There's strike 2 as the slider hits the outside corner.
Is that gun reading right there? Because that just registered at 91 miles an hour on a slider. If he's working that pitch, that's most guys' fastballs. It's going to be a long game.
Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. Riddle, base runner at first with one out. And he'll get to see another one. It'll be the 10th pitch of this at bat. He's set. Here's the 3-2. Here's the two-seam fastball that bears in a bit too tight. It's ball 4.
Well, he battled to get it to a 3-2 count, but that pitch wasn't even close. Now he's got a man on with one out, so he's got to focus on trying to get the ground ball.
So here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, Jorge Alfaro. He'll get to take his first cuts here. He's set. Here it comes.
Nope.
A ball and no strikes. The 1-0. Misses for the second ball.
Well, I know the last thing he wants to do is load the bases right here, so the pressure is on right now to get back in the strike zone.
Runners are at first and second with one away. Alfaro in front, 3 balls and a strike.
He's gotten himself into a little bit of trouble out here. Middle of the order up in a run-scoring situation, and now he might have to challenge him. Going to have to make some good pitches here.
Now the slider gets the call in the bottom part of the zone.
Well, he's in a bit of hot water in this first inning, but if he can start throwing his slider effectively like that, he has a lot better chance of settling into this game.
The 3-2 pitch. Full count still. First and second now, 1 man out. And he misses again. Ball 4. And that's back-to-back guys now that have reached base via the base on ball.
At this rate, he's going to set some kind of a record for walks issued in a game, or he'll get an early hook. We'll see if he can settle down here and start to find the strike zone, or if he continues to struggle.
Bases are loaded here with 1 away. And that'll bring up the outfielder Brian Anderson. First delivery to him on the way. And he takes ball 1. Now the 1-0. A swing and a miss. That's the first strike. The 1-1. Misses above the zone for a ball.
Well, when the pressure starts to intensify, it often feels like the strike zone gets harder and harder to hit. This is a big spot here.
Coming up now on 30 pitches in the inning. And this could be trouble now. It's 3-1. Neil Walker is on deck. The 3-1 pitch finds the zone to fill the count. 3-2.
He must have been sitting fastball right there, because he is not going to see a better pitch tonight. He cannot let that hanger go.
And that misses. Ball 4. A run will come in to score.
Man, it's been an absolute nightmare start to the game, and the nightmare continues as he walks in a run here in the first. The wheels are not completely off the bus, but they're definitely wobbling. We'll see if he can limit the damage going forward.
Here's Neil Walker, and you can see his home road splits there. He has not fared very well in front of the home crowd, oddly enough. First pitch of the at-bat. Popped him up. Segura is calling for it. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away.
Wow, talk about frustrating. Not what you want to do with the bases loaded. A simple pop-up, and nothing productive comes out of that.
In now, Rosell Herrera, batting left-handed here as he takes a look at strike 1.
I think this inning could have far-reaching effects in this game. They're really making him work, and unless he dials it in, it's probably going to limit how deep he goes into this game.
Pulled toward right center field. Herrera's there, and they'll avoid the big inning as he makes the catch, so just the 1 run scores here in the frame. So a run on no hits, and they wind up leaving the bases loaded. Second inning coming up here in South Florida. It's the Marlins 1 and the Phillies 0. Here's the center fielder, Odubel Herrera, and he's a guy really in need of something to click at the plate right now. It's been a rough go for him. First pitch on its way. Fastball well outside. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Fastball called strike 1 and 2. Popped into the air, back behind second. Frazier is under this one. 1 down.
Check out the Miami Marlins on defense. And let's take a look at Brian Anderson. This guy, when I see him out there on the field, I think of one thing. He's a ball player. Offers versatility for his manager. Outfield, little third base. He was fighting for the 2018 Rookie of the Year.
Coming to the plate now, Nick Williams, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Hard hit towards center. And that finds the outfield grass for a base hit. And he's in there easily at second with a 1-out double.
And this might be the kind of AB that gets him out of that slump. Smart hitting here, just going with the pitch, using the whole field instead of trying to do too much. The results speak for themselves.
Digging in now for Philadelphia, Maikel Franco. And as you check out his righty-lefty splits, no surprise that he hits better against southpaws than he does against right-handers. First pitch of the at-bat. And a slider tails outside for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Sent in the air out to straightaway center. Herrera is back, and he'll get there to make the play for out number 2. Next up will be the Phillies pitcher, Jake Arrieta, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. First delivery to him on the way. Curveball looked at here for strike one. The 0-1 offering. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1.
Well, he's been laboring a bit through these first 2 innings of work. That's 37 pitches, and ideally he'd be closer to 27 instead.
The set and the 1-1. Close there, but he doesn't get the call with the breaking ball.
Good time to be a 9-hole hitter right now. More than likely going to get a good pitch to hit. The top of the order is looming on deck. Good spot to be a good hitter right now.
The set and the 2-1.
I got 3-1.
It looked like the fastball got away from him there.
Looked like he just tried to do too much with that fastball right there. He overthrew it a little bit. That's pretty much the case when you airmail a fastball like that.
Line towards center field. Herrera is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. Phillies strand one. They trail this one 1-0. Ready now for the Marlins, Marquis Hernandez, and he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Here's a cold strike about thigh high, 0-1. But facing right-handed pitching so far this season, Hernandez is below the Mendoza line. The batting average under 200, unfortunately.
Matty, he struggled against right-handed pitching all season long, but he just needs a few knocks today, maybe to get the confidence going. I don't think this is a norm for this ball player.
And they'll just waste one there, 1-2. Hard hit ball to second. To his right, Hernandez. And he will whip this one over to first in time for the out.
So here's how the Phillies are positioned defensively. And today my spotlight's going to shine down on Cesar Hernandez, second baseman who can really turn the double play. Has got super quick feet, great reaction time. Guys love working with him up the chute.
Coming to the plate now, the pitcher for the Marlins, Garrett Richards. First pitch on its way. Breaking ball drops right in the chute for a strike. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Williams is under it. 2 gone. At the plate, Alejandro Cortez. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Here's the first pitch to him. In there, no balls and a strike. One and one to the Marlins leadoff hitter. 2 out, nobody on. Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. Trying to pick up that outside corner, but this misses, and it's back to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he pops him up, drifting toward the left side of the infield. And Franco will make the catch to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. We play 2 innings. It's 1-0. Back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring in the middle infielder, Gene Segura.
Gene Segura.
Now here's the pitch. third inning underway now. It's a curveball misses here to start things out. It's 1-0. The 1-1. Now here's a swing and a ground ball for Frazier at second. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third. Striding in, Cesar Hernandez. He drew a walk his first time up. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Popped him up. Anderson over to his right. And that's the second out of the inning. And now Bryce Harper. It was a double for him in his first turn at the plate.
And he's got to build off that last AB. He battled. Usually when you battle, you get in that swing mode. A lot of pitches, you'll swing at the rosin bag. I love the fact that he was able to work a double in last at bat. Let's see if we get more of the same right here.
The 1-0 home is swung on and missed, and that's strike one.
I think it's safe to say he wasn't ready for the fastball.
Yeah, and they set him up with that curveball on the pitch before, and that one, they just blew right by him.
And they could go either way now, I suppose.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. And a big swing and a miss here. 2 strikes.
I think he'll be frustrated with himself about that swing. He was in a good hitter's count and ended up chasing one out of the zone. Now the count's even again.
And he lays off, so it's full now. 3-2. Rhys Hoskins would be next. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Swung on, and this ball is absolutely crushed. Forget about it. Gone all the way into the upper deck. A solo home run off the bat of Bryce Harper. 29 home runs for him on the year, and it brings the Phillies back even now at 1 apiece.
Well, how do you beat the shift? You hit it over the shift, of course. You can't play guys up in the sky, so he lifts this one up and out of here.
And that'll bring up the Sacramento product, Rhys Hoskins. And he puts it on the ground to second. Frazier scoops it up, throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as the side is retired. But the Phils have come back to tie it thanks to this solo home run. We played 2.5, all even at 1 apiece. Welcome back to Miami as we check in with Heidi Watney.
Matt, during the commercial break, I had a chance to catch up with manager Don Mattingly about the Marlins' offensive production. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. They've already worked out 3 walks, so he feels as though that kind of willingness to let the opposition work themselves into trouble will continue to result in good things for them on the scoreboard.
Thank you, Heidi. So digging in now, JT Riddle. No official at-bat for him, but he has scored a run in this one. First pitch coming. Here it is. Ball 1. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball.
Well, here's a guy we know is swinging it pretty well at the plate lately, and based on those last 2 pitches, I think I know why. He's doing a great job of putting himself at counts where he's likely to be successful.
3-0 now. Here it is, the 3-0. Finds the zone, strike 1. And good patience exercised as he works out the walk to lead off the home half of the third.
Yeah, and as a starter, the last thing you want to do is let a team answer when your guys just scored a run for you. So he's thinking ground ball right here to try to get a double play and end this threat.
Stepping in, Adam Frazier reached base via the walk in his first plate appearance. He's set, and the pitch. And that gets the black on the outside. A good slider that time. Riddle aboard here at first with nobody out. Runners off for second. Grounded to third. A diving effort here as he gets a glove on it. And no chance at a recovery here, as despite a great effort that time, they won't get an out on the play.
Hey, hit and run right there. I know the guy had to pull up on second base because the ball didn't get to the outfield, but you know what? You'll take the knock. First and second, regroup. Let's see what happens.
Striding in once again, Jorge Alfaro. He drew a base on balls his first time up. Here comes the first pitch. This is on the ground over the first. Oh, and he has some trouble with it.
No, he's in. Now batting, the third baseman, Brian Anderson.
Standing in now with runners in scoring position, Brian Anderson. And he could give his guys an early lead if he can come through here. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And they start him with one high and away for ball one.
When you're hitting in a situation like this, you have to find a way to slow your heart rate down. The pitcher's the one with all the pressure. You're looking to keyhole something middle of the plate and drive some runs in.
Ooh, he saws him off with that one. Foul. The 1-1 home. Waves and misses for strike number 2. The 1-2 gets him swinging. He struck him out.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him. And watching this at bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you could tell these things and exploit them.
Stepping in now, Neil Walker, as he'll take a look at ball one. So far, 0 for 1 with a flyout. Now the 1-1 pitch. And it's belted high and deep into right center. Back goes Harper at the track. The wall. Gone! It's a grand slam. So he will touch them all on the grand slam. Home run number 15 for him thus far. And it's suddenly a 5-1 ball game.
This is an example of an inning that just gets away from you. A couple of innocent hits, a walk, and the next thing you know, he's watching them all trot around the bases. You don't always see a lot of runs scored in this sport, but sometimes they can be put up in a hurry.
Up next for the Marlins.
Into the box now, Rosell Herrera, as he'll take a look at a slider that can't make it back to the corner. It's ball one.
This lineup has a chance to knock this guy right out of the game. 4 runs in the inning, and they smell blood.
Boy, Dero, you hit the nail right on the head right now. This is a team that can score some runs. They have a pitcher that's reeling right now. They need to knock him out and knock him out ASAP.
The 1-1 home. Just lucky to make contact on that one as it's chopped foul. 4 runs here in this half inning. Hit softly on the ground to third. Scooped up on the backhand. Throw, and he's called out on a close play at first.
Next for the Marlins.
At the plate, Yorkis Hernandez. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Arrieta gets the sign. Here comes the first pitch. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Ball 2 now.
It's one thing to get hit around, but it's far worse when you're getting yourself into trouble by not throwing strikes. Every pitcher's been there, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating or unacceptable.
Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
Well, he knows it, but this is the kind of guy you just have to go right after. He's not the biggest threat with the bat, so it's time to challenge him right here.
And the sinker runs too low here as he loses him. It's ball 4.
That's a nice job to work that walk right there. Even if it doesn't lead to anything on the scoreboard this inning, it prevents the pitcher from having to lead off of the next one. Just one of those small things that might go unnoticed, but in the end, make a big difference.
Coming to the plate now, Garrett Richards. He flew out in his last at-bat. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And that misses for ball 1.
You know, guys, these hitters have had some great looks at that slider so far, and clearly they're all on the same page. The plan is simple. Lay off that slider and make him bring up something straight in the strike zone.
Check swing grounder to the right side. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. But a big inning for the Marlins as they get 4 courtesy of the grand slam. We're through 3 here in Miami. It's now 5-1. Standing in, JT Realmuto. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, he's got to put that one behind him, especially with runners in scoring position. Those punch outs will stick with you a little longer.
1 ball, no strikes to count. A little too much bite on the breaking ball that time as it's well off the outside. Sharp ground ball to third. Anderson has it. Throw to first in time. 1 gone here in the 4th. So the base is empty here with 1 away, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Odubel Herrera. Here comes the first pitch. A ball and no strikes.
Counts 1-0.
And it's a called strike to even the count at 1. Two and 1. Line to the right side. But he'll barely have to move out there and right as he hauls this one in for the 2nd out.
The left fielder, number 5, Nick Williams.
2 are gone in the Philly 4th. And digging in at the plate, the Texas native Nick Williams. First pitch coming. Here it is.
Ball.
And he'll miss the target away with the fastball. It's 1-0. And here's a fastball inside as the count moves to 2-0 now. Started to go around, but it's ruled strike one anyway.
This guy has been throwing the ball so well, and that's exactly why. He has such a feel for that secondary pitch. He can flip it over whenever he wants and get back in the count.
Now the 2-1. Will not catch the zone. Ball 3.
Time for him to attack on the mound. He knows this team's struggling offensively. Don't mess around and try and nibble. Just be on the attack and let them beat you.
This one's flared out toward left. Cortez moving forward. He can't get there, so the inning will continue.
Boy, so frustrating as a pitcher. You make a quality pitch on the inside half of the plate right there. Try to bust him in, D-Row, and he fights it off the other way.
Yeah, you tip your hat to the pitcher right there. He executed his pitch, but nice job by the offensive player fighting. It doesn't matter what it looks like. A knock's a knock.
Standing in now, Michael Franco. Belted high in the air out to left. Cortez racing back on the warning track. He makes the catch. One left for Philadelphia. They're down 5-1. Up next for Miami, Alejandro Cortez.
Even though they're up by a boatload early on in this one, you can't get complacent and get lazy. They got to keep the gas pedal down because this team that they're playing can strike and score a lot of runs too.
Sinker to open the AB in there for strike one.
He's been getting lit up all game, and there's a common denominator. He keeps missing right down the middle of the plate. Case in point with that last one.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And he'll try to hold back the swing, but he'll do so unsuccessfully as that's ruled a strike. Strike 3 on a pitch in the dirt. The throw to first is in time. One down.
The batter, number 10.
And while we have a moment here, let's look at the Phillies' Road to the Show report. Two guys there that this organization has to be happy about right now. Into the box now, JT Riddle. On its way is pitch number 75. Just able to get a piece of that for strike one. 0-1. Here's the pitch. In there, and he's ahead 0-2 now. 5-1 our score as we play the fourth here. A little bit off the outside. It's 1-2. Weak grounder back to the mound. And that's the second out. At the plate, Adam Frazier.
The second baseman, Adam Frazier.
Arrieta's got his target. Here's the first pitch. And they'll try and get him out in front to start the at-bat, but this misses off the plate away. It's ball one. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. And this winds up inside for a ball. 2-0 now.
Not the ideal spot to be right here. 2-0 count on a real good hitter. Boy, you're going to have to make some really good pitches now.
Too tight with that one. 3-0. And he misses again. Ball 4, and his control is really letting him down now.
Up next for the Marlins, the catcher.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Jorge Alfaro. And we'll see if they can make him pay for the 2-out walk. Always considered a big no-no, of course. From the stretch. in the dirt, and now let's see. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw. And he'll make it into scoring position here with 2 away, as that'll be scored a wild pitch. A ball and a strike now. Here's the 1-1. Checks his swing here, but he does so in time.
2-1.
Frazier at second with 2 down. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
When you know a guy has a great changeup on the mound, you got to be willing to give up pull side of the plate from time to time. It just looked like his timing was a smidge off.
Now here's one hit in the air to the right side. Hernandez is there, and the side is retired. 1 left for Miami. They're up 5-1. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Matt, I had a chance to catch up with manager Gabe Kapler during the commercial break about the Phillies offense. And one thing he mentioned to me was the lack of discipline he's seeing out of their at-bats right now. He said that they're playing right into the pitcher's game plan today by expanding the strike zone way too often. Instead of swinging at pitches in the strike zone that they can do something with, they're often chasing at pitches out of the zone, which is resulting in a lot of their outs.
Please.
Going forward, they have to
Hitting
start being more selective, guys.
Number 22.
Good stuff, Heidi.
Andrew
Thanks.
McCutcheon.
And this is pulled foul as he was way out in front there. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground out to short. And a close play at first, but a great stretch that time as they get him by a step for out number 1. So it's back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring in the middle infielder, Gene Segura. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Hit on the ground to third. Anderson is there. Throw in the dirt to first, and he can't come up with it cleanly.
Now batting. The second
Well,
baseman.
you can't fault the effort by the first baseman there. He did his best to make the save, stretching to his backhand side. He just can't quite close the glove on it, so it'll go down as a throwing error.
In now, Cesar Hernandez, as he'll pop this one foul off to the left and out of play. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Outside for a ball, 1-1. It's a 5-1 game here in inning number 5. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2. The 1-2 is laid off for ball 2. He stays alive, still 2-2. Here now the 2-2 is looked at, and the count moves full.
With the meat of the order due up next, you can probably expect to see something you can handle here with the full count as the 2-hole hitter.
And he misses with that one for ball 4. So that'll put runners on first and second now with 1 away.
That was a great battle right there. He tried to get him to chase, but he laid off some really tough pitches and got a walk. Got to tip the cap to the batter that time.
So runners at first and second here with 1 away, and that'll bring in a dangerous hitter indeed in the form of Bryce Harper.
And that last at bat when he went deep, he turned around a pretty good fastball. So I'm kind of thinking this guy's a good fastball hitter. So I might want to move that ball up and down and in and out and try not to throw it right down the middle of the plate.
Oh and 1, here it comes. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball. And it's 1 and 2. Runners are at first and second with 1 away. On the ground to third. The second for 1. Relay to first in time, and just like that, the side is retired. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3 to end the threat. We're back to Friday Night Baseball on the show after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
A new pitcher set to take over, and it's one of just a handful of submariners around nowadays. Right-hander Pat Neshek. Now to the plate, Brian Anderson. His career numbers against Pat Neshek. He's 2 for 3.
The third baseman, Brian.
First offering on its way. Fouled straight back. Oh, and this at-bat is quickly moving from bad to worse. It's 0-2 now.
Hey, that's a really good pitch right there, and that's one of those off-balance swings. As a pitcher, you want to look in and say, howdy, if you're waving at me. A real ugly swing, and it gives you a lot of confidence when you make a guy look that bad. So hopefully he has another pitch left in his repertoire to bury this guy and get him out of there.
So his day fully over now as you get a look at the pitching line for the Phillies starter. Certainly not the night he wanted to have.
Hey, there are a lot of things you can't control when you're on the mound, but one of the things you can control is throwing the ball over the plate into the strike zone. He didn't do a very good job in this one. Several walks led to the demise of this outing.
A changeup floats outside here for ball 1. 5 runs, just 3 hits, and 1 error so far for the Marlins. And that one misses upstairs, 2-0. And now a called strike that time as the zone expands a bit here. It's 2-1 now. Here now the 2-2. Is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
Stepping up now, Rosell Herrera. He was a ground-out victim last time up. First delivery to him on the way. First pitch is a sinker for a called strike 1. Five runs, just 3 hits, and 1 error so far for the Marlins. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. Swing and a miss on the sinker, and it's 1-2.
He's gone to the well with that pitch 3 times in a row. I'm interested to see if he changes it up right here.
Able to protect the plate with 2 strikes, and he'll see another one. The 1-2. Just hung in there on that one. 2 out, nobody on. And a great inning here as he gets another punch out and strikes out the side in order. Miami down in order. They lead this one, though, 5-1. So striding in, Rhys Hoskins. He's batting cleanup in this one, but will get us started here in the inning as they look to wake up the bats.
Yeah, not much to get excited about with just the single notch on the scoreboard, but you have to give credit to where it's deserved. The pitching on the other side has been really impressive.
First offering on its way. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. Slapped hard the opposite way, but this will not elude the right fielder's grasp as he ranges over to handle it for the first out.
That's one of those tough luck outs that'll drive you crazy as a hitter. He drove that fastball but couldn't get it down, so he has to take hard contact as a consolation.
Stepping in now, JT Realmuto. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1. No hits to this point. The windup and the 0-1. And it's 1-1. Hit out towards second, and that'll get on through into center, and he's got himself a 1-out hit.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dan. Sent it back right where it came from.
Now the Marlins skipper's up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's going to motion for his bullpen here. That'll do it for the starter tonight. He'll wind up lasting just 1 out into the 6th inning, but he'll leave with the lead and was effective in this one. Adam Conley will come on now and make his 55th appearance of the year.
Number 61, Adam Conley.
Into the box, Odubel Herrera popped up. Riddle is there for it. And that's the 2nd out of the inning. Up next will be Nick Williams. His career numbers with Adam Conley: 2 hits in 7 tries. Here comes the first pitch. Lefty against lefty here as this is taken for a ball. 1-0. Realmuto leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him at 96. It's a ball and a strike. The 1-1. This is hit sharply to the left side. And that'll get down for a base hit.
Well, I think it's safe to say the ice is melted on this guy. He had been cold coming into this game, but that being his 3rd knock, I guarantee you my man's smiling on the inside.
Into the box now, Maikel Franco, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Comes set and the 0-1. And here's a slider that runs inside that time, and that'll keep him from diving out over the plate. We're in the 6th inning now of a 5-1 ball game. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. And it's fouled away. The 1-2. And he fouls this one off. That misses, and we're even at 2-2.
I don't blame the pitcher one bit for trying to get the chase right there. He's been fouling everything off. He's still got the entire arsenal open to him, so we'll see what pitch he comes with next.
Here now the 2-2. Hit on the ground to third. From his knees, the throw. On to first is in time, and the Phillies are turned away. They get nothing out of this situation as the inning is over. They call it the hot corner for a reason, and this is a beauty to take us to break. We're back to Friday Night Baseball on the show after this. So striding forward now, Gorkys Hernandez. He starts off the inning against a guy who struck out the side last inning. How did it get to him here?
I'm not sure, Matt, that they want to stay as patient. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. They might want to start swinging a little bit earlier in the count.
First pitch of the at-bat.
No,
Lays off 1-0. Fly ball out to straightaway right. Harper is over a few steps toward the line, and he has it for the first out. Miguel Rojas will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with one gone in the inning. To third. And very quickly there, 2 gone to start the inning. So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Alejandro Cortez. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. First delivery to him on the way. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. Off the outside that time as the breaking ball can't catch the zone. The 1-1 is a slider that misses below the zone. Skied into straightaway right. Harper has a read on it, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. They're up 5-1. Welcome back to South Florida. It's on to the 7th inning with the Marlins on top, and it's a good time to check out our game summary through the first 6 innings of play. Austin Bryce is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Number 37, Austin.
Scott Kingery is up off the bench as he'll pinch hit here to start inning number 7.
Kingery.
Too high that time with the inning's first pitch. Hits ball 1. Low and away as he misses again. 2-0. And here's a fastball for a strike. 2-1 now. Late square, and this is popped up. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7. So the Phillies batting order turns over and set to go. Gene Segura. He's 0 for 3 so far, so he hasn't done much to help at the top of the lineup. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Lifted in the air out to center field. Herrera is there. 2 down.
Next for Philadelphia.
Digging in the switch hitter, Cesar Hernandez. As the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
One of the things this guy would like to do from the left side is swing it a little bit better against right-handed pitching. This guy has decent numbers, but not great numbers against right-handed pitchers.
In there for strike 1.
Hey, you can tell by the look on that manager's face, he's obviously frustrated right now. But it's a long season. You're going to have a lot of ebbs and flows with your offense. Does he take a step back and relax a little bit, or does he call a team meeting right after this one?
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Cortez is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Phillies down in order. They're down here 5-1. Jose Alvarez gets the call
now
from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th.
Jose Alvarez.
Stepping in, JT Riddle. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
The shortstop, JT Riddle.
First offering on its way.
Nope.
The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. Now some action in the Phillies bullpen as a right-hander begins to crank it up out there. The 1-0 is taken for ball 2.
Well, this is the matchup they wanted, bringing in the reliever, but falling behind 2-0 doesn't exactly help the situation very much.
Now the 2-0 is looked at for the first strike.
You know, he fell behind 2-0, Matty, but he battled right there and got right back in this count. An aggressive fastball, middle of the zone.
Three and 1 to the Marlins middle infielder. Adam Frazier is on deck. The 3-1 pitch, and that misses ball 4. It's a leadoff walk to start the home 7th.
Now batting, second baseman, Adam.
Now at the plate, Adam Frazier. Here comes the first pitch. No balls and 1 strike.
That fastball must have a little late life on it, because that was right in the wheelhouse and he still wasn't able to get good wood on it.
There's a well-hit ball out to right center field. And this will kick off the base of the wall. Riddle blows through the stop sign, headed for home. He will score as they push the lead to 5 now.
Well, the beat goes on with this guy. Runner in scoring position. No doubt when he comes up, he's thinking RBI. What does he do? Double the drive and another run. This guy is a money run producer.
In now, Jorge Alfaro, as he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. 1-1.
1-1.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Now here's one hit in the air to the right side. Hernandez will stay with it as he backs up and puts it away. One gone.
Now batting.
Stepping into the box,
baseman,
Brian Anderson.
Brian
He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Ball one.
And he lays off there, 1-0.
Ball one, no strike.
Hit weakly on the ground to short. And there's out number 2. Stepping up to the plate, Neil Walker. In prior at-bats against Jose Alvarez, he's just 1 for 6. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Line toward right center. Harper is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Marlins get a run on the RBI double. We'll march on to the 8th. It's the Marlins 6 and the Phillies 1. Digging in, Bryce Harper. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here.
The right fielder, number 3, Bryce Harper.
He's set. Here it comes. Ground ball right side, straight into the shift. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Rhys Hoskins. He lined out in his last trip, so looking for better fortunes here.
Yeah, pretty unlucky right there, Matty. Squared up a fastball nicely, and that's all you can do. You just want to be on time for the heater, and he's prepared for this next AB.
On to first, and he's breezing through the 8th here with 2 quick outs.
Real detail.
He's set, and the pitch. Try to check it, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Slow curveball, like a balloon, and he couldn't hold back. It's strike 2.
Hey, this boy ain't messing around right now. Attacking his zone, showing a lot of confidence in his stuff. He's got 2 quick outs, and now he's got this guy down 0-2.
He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he goes up the ladder on him, but he lays off 1-2.
Basic pitching right there. 0-2 fastball up and out of the zone. Change the eye level. Now time to go to that curveball down and away.
And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. And good patience to hold back on the curveball in the dirt. It's full now, 3-2.
Wow, from 0-2 to 3-2, and that last pitch on 2-2 wasn't even close. He had this guy in the ropes, but now he let him right back into this at bat.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And a fastball swung on and missed as they set him down for the 2nd time here tonight. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia. The lead remains 5. It's 6-1. Edilbert Ramos is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 61, Edilbert Ramos.
Rosell Herrera will be the first one to greet him here as he'll be forced to turn around and hit from the left side now.
Rosell Herrera.
Now here it comes. And a ball 1-0.
Hit that ball.
Two balls, no strikes to the Miami center fielder. Outside, 3-0 now.
Ball 3 to a leadoff hitter that can run. Not the greatest way to start this right here. I think right now you really have to start pouring some pitches into that strike zone.
In there, 3-1.
This is where if you're the batter, one pitch, one spot, and you get the barrel of the bat to that baseball as quick as possible with damage on your mind.
The 3-1 takes a strike for a full count now, 3-2.
Great job on those last 2 pitches of varying speeds. Gave him a hard fastball, and then he locked him up with a changeup.
And here's a slider, strike 3 called, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
It looked like this at bat had the makings of a leadoff walk when it started 3-0. So that's a good job not to give in and battle back to earn the strikeout. That's not always easy to do.
Stepping in now, Gorky Hernandez, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Good zip on that one as he just throws it by him for strike 1. A little bit outside. 2-1. Action in the bullpen now as a right-hander begins to throw out there. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And he misses low here, so the count goes to 3-1.
One thing that can nag at you as a pitcher is having to work really hard to get a guy that you think you should be able to cruise right through. He's not known for his offensive prowess, but he's putting together a real nice at bat here.
Here's the 3-1. There's ball 4.
The pitcher, number 37.
Steve Pearce will be summoned off the bench here as he'll pinch hit with a runner at first and 1 gone in the inning.
Here.
Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. The 1-0 is laid off, but in there for strike 1.
That pitch looked like it could have been a little high, but he's been calling that pitch all night. Kind of rough for a pinch hitter, but I'm sure his teammates let him know that's where the zone has been.
And there he goes towards second. Strike taken. The throw is not in time as he just gets in ahead of the throw.
Clearly, they're not satisfied with the lead they're working with right now, and I like that. You don't want to disrespect your opponent and do that in a blowout game, but I don't think you can get comfortable with a 5-run lead, and now they've got a chance to add on to it.
The 1-2. Back to him on the mound. And an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow. Digging in now, Alejandro Cortez, 0 for 4 with a strikeout thus far. First pitch of the at-bat. Heading out towards shallow right. Harper has a read on it. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. Marlins leave 1. They hold on to their 6-1 lead. Robbie Moylan comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the ninth.
Robbie Moylan.
Striding in to start the ninth, Odubel Herrera, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Herrera.
Now here's the pitch. Ninth inning underway now as the first pitch is taken for a called strike.
Not a bad idea right there. Make this guy work and see if he can throw the ball over the plate. Throws the first pitch for a strike. They need to get some runners on base, and not a bad plan. Unfortunately, the pitcher came in with a strike on the first pitch.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And here's a fastball on 0-2, but it misses. 1-2 now.
Well, tried to throw a high fastball right by him there. Didn't work, but now we'll see if that sets up some different options. Wouldn't be surprised to see a good slider down and away right here.
2 balls and 2 strikes now. Here now the 2-2. Rolled slowly down the first baseline. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the ninth inning gets underway.
The left fielder, number 5.
Digging in and looking for more, Nick Williams. He's got 3 hits, including a double to this point. First pitch coming. Here it is. This one's down to third. And a low throw to first that bounces as he can't hang on.
The third baseman, number 7. Michael.
Well, when you're making that throw all the way across, you've got to make sure you gather and fire, because if you don't, the ball will sink on you. Look like he tried to finesse that one a bit too much, and they'll hit him with an error.
Into the box, Michael Franco, as he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Lays off again, and it's 2-0.
The intent with that changeup away was one thing and one thing only. Get a double play ball. Nice job to lay off it at the plate, though.
And that's just off the outside corner and low, ball 3. Williams, a runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. And that misses, ball 4. So it's first and second now with only 1 away.
The pitcher, number 61.
Aaron Altair will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 24, Aaron Altair.
And that misses, ball 1. Now the 1-0. Fouled away.
Classic change of speeds right there. Threw the hitter's timing off. Got a late foul ball. Interested to see where he goes now.
Now the 1-1 pitch. Chopped at the plate. But it gets fouled. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
2-2.
First and second now, 1 man out. Two pitch is fouled away. The 2-2 one more time. Lifted in the air out to center field. Herrera has a play. 2 down. And no tag at second. He'll head back there with 2 away now. Into the box, Gene Segura. He comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the 9th. Here's the first pitch to him. Starts him out with a changeup for a strike.
Well, if you could throw it for a strike consistently, a first pitch changeup is effective. Hitters are almost never looking for it.
2 down, runners at first and second. A ball and a strike to the Phillies leadoff man. And now those that have stuck it out tonight come to their feet. Hit hard on the ground to first. And a backhanded reach at first, but he can't flag it down. And some trouble now in right field. The runner scores from second, and they inch a little bit closer. That makes it a 6-2 game.
For Philadelphia.
Dan, as a former infielder, I apologize for him. Nothing's more frustrating or upsets you more as a defender than making an error and seeing that guy come around to score.
You know what? And that's one of those cases as a pitcher, D-Row. There's not much you can do. Listen, there are physical and there are mental errors, and you just have to, as a pitcher, go ahead and look past that now and try to pick up your teammate and try to get it out any way you can.
Kelvin Herrera takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door. Now at the plate, Cesar Hernandez. And these guys are making a little push here. You have to like the effort despite the odds.
Yeah, you really do, Matt. Look, they still have a significant hill to climb, but hey, they string a couple of hits together here, and all of a sudden this thing feels doable.
Before the first pitch, a check at first, and the runner will get back standing. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Oh, and that one slung through the strike zone that time at 98. 0-1. Fastball just misses. That's ball 1. Runners at the corners, 2 men out. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. And he will make the catch here to end things. And the Marlins have ended their 5-game losing streak as the ball game is over.
Well, there's no doubt they've looked pretty inept the last 5 games. But they got the monkey off their back here with the win and are hoping to build on that now.
And tonight's ends at a 6-2 finish. Miami led this game from the 3rd inning on and never wavered. Garrett Richards earns his 8th victory of the season. Jake Arrieta was only able to work 4 innings as he takes the loss. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.